Hi, it's Paul again here from King's Church, giving you a thought for the day for Tuesday. You may remember that last week when I spoke to you, I told you the story of my father-in-law and his ability to find a mishap when there maybe isn't one there to be found by anyone else. Well, he gave me permission to tell you the continuing adventures of what can happen when you go on holiday with him. You see, this particular time we were out on the beach, and as a family we've been out in the sea. I don't know about you, I love just swimming out that little bit deeper. Rach, my wife, isn't too keen on it. She'll sort of say, come back in, love, come back nearer. But I love that idea of swimming deeper out into the sea, where it just feels the cold water on your feet and you can feel the heat of the water as it gets nearer to the top. You know what I mean if you've been out there and done it. Well, my father-in-law loves snorkeling. And just like me, he likes going that little bit deeper out with his swim. And so on this particular day, he's out there swimming, he's got his snorkel mask on, he's got the snorkel sticking out, and he's swimming along on the surface with his head under the water, looking at the beautiful fish and everything which is going on just below the surface. Just like me, he's got this other thing that when you're out swimming like that, you kind of lose track of where you are. You know when you stick your head up and you're much further down the coastline than you were when you started? Well, that happened to him. But the thing was, he didn't lift his head up to gain his bearings. No, you see, he had another idea. His idea was that he was going to go and grab his wife and make her jump, go and grab my mother-in-law and make her scream and have that panic, and that was going to be so funny. And so he's there swimming towards, with his head under the water, looking forward, swimming towards my mother-in-law to go and grab her around the waist and make her jump. The thing is, we were a little bit further down the shore from where he'd set off. And so we can see him out in the distance, swimming along. Knowing him, we kind of figured out what his plan was. And we could see him swimming towards this lady and her family, who were a little bit further down the coastline than we were. We watched as the snorkel, sticking up underwater, got nearer and nearer to them. And we watched as she jumped out in shock as this absolute stranger grabs her around the waist. He'd got the wrong person. She was wearing a similar swimming costume to my mother-in-law, yeah, fair enough, but completely wrong place. He thought he was in the right place. He thought he was doing the right thing. The problem was he wasn't. He'd completely misjudged the situation. Have you ever been like that? Where you think you're doing the right thing and suddenly you realise, against all odds, you're not. You've misjudged it. Well, you know what? There's a story in the Bible about different lost things, and one of the lost things is a lost sheep. A sheep that just wandered away. Probably didn't realise it was in the wrong place, but it was, and when it looked around, suddenly it thought it was doing the right thing, and suddenly it wasn't. I wonder how that sheep would have felt. I guess it probably felt a bit scared. I guess it probably felt a little bit confused. I wonder if sheep even have those kind of emotions. Probably not. But it certainly wouldn't have felt comfortable knowing that where he thought he was in the right place, now he wasn't. You know what the good news is? In the story, which is a parable, it's not a true story, it's Jesus telling a story. But in that story, the shepherd goes and lifts up that sheep that had wandered off and brings it right back into the centre of where all the other sheep are. That little sheep that had wandered suddenly was back in the right place again. I think it's great to know that on those days where you feel like, oh man, I've completely lost track of things here, I'm just not where I should be. It's good to know that Jesus, just like that shepherd, wants to come along to say, come on, I know you've wondered, I know you've made a mistake, but it's okay. I love you, I'm for you, let's go on this journey again together. And maybe today you need to hear that. Maybe today you need to hear that where maybe once you followed Jesus closely and now you just think, what happened? Jesus wants, just like that shepherd, to come along and to say, come on, let's go back on this journey together again. If you want to know a little bit more about that, then today might be a great day to message us on our Facebook page here. Ask for someone to have a chat with you. Let us pray with you. And let's go together on that journey of encounter with God again. That incredible adventure of knowing that even when we wander off and find ourselves in the wrong place, God still loves you and is still for you. And he invites you to that journey and adventure of following him all over again today. Why not make this Tuesday a really significant day, which could change your life forever? I invite you, despite the mistakes that we all make, I invite you to let today be the day that you might choose to follow Jesus for yourself. God bless you and have a great Tuesday.